What's up, hybrids? Welcome back to another episode of the Fandom Hybrid Podcast. This is Hanako, and I am here with Anthony and Mike. Yay, Mike's back. And
Mike's
we
back.
are discussing
Yeah, yeah.
season 3, episode 6 of the Wheel of Time series. We are back at it. After episode 5, Anthony and I decided that we were going to wait for Mike to come back from surgery before we finish with the rest of the season. And then, of course, in that time, we have found out that Wheel of Time will not be coming back for season 4. So I think this
You see me with
probably,
my tiny violin.
you know what? Shut up. Shut up. But
Jeff Bezos ain't got to pay taxes. He ain't got to renew good shows. I mean, what the fuck he got to do? This motherfucker.
I
Sick of
don't know. I
You
don't
gotta
know.
save money for the ring of power.
shit. I mean,
Let's not even get started on that. So
bring
anyway, let's get into this episode because now we see Liandrin's origin story. And I must say, I I have a little bit of empathy for her, but that does not change
No,
no.
that does not change how I feel about this character at
no,
all.
no, no, and no. Go ahead, Mike. Take it away.
No. First of all, okay, if we felt empathy for her, would have felt empathy for her when we found out that she was still taking care of her son over by the towers, like when he was an old man. Would have had empathy for her then.
95
But
years old.
95 years old. We would have empathy for her then for what she went through. But no, she ruined that when she knocked out um Nynaeve and Evelyn and turned them over to the Dark Friends in season 2.
Mhm.
Fuck all that. I have nothing for her. I ain't got nothing for you, man. No, I don't give a blind fuck. Plus, it's like this episode is for her. Like she killed, she killed, she killed my little girl, killed my little woman. But
Naomi.
Naomi.
Naomi, yeah. You know what? I was gonna be. There's some things I kind of don't want her to do, but after seeing how Rand gave that lame ass fucking apology
No,
to,
we're not gonna go there yet because no, we're not gonna go there yet. We stay on
okay,
track. Stay on
okay,
track. Because I
I
have
have,
a feeling you and I we're gonna have some
I'm with,
difference of
I have,
opinion
I have
on
no,
Rand.
I,
So
I,
stay on track.
I have no sympathy for her. Fuck that. Fuck all that. No. After all she's done, no, she can't. She can't even. Even if I find out she's my mom, I'm still be no. I can't do it.
This just to piggyback off what Mike said. No, no,
Right.
no, no,
Right.
no.
And I
This
mean,
woman is evil. She's done some despicable, terrible things in her lifetime,
mhm,
and there's no sympathy for her to be had. I
yeah.
like, I appreciate, I'm not going to say like, I appreciate that the writers of this show are giving these characters more depth because they're all one note in the book.
Mhm.
You know, all these side characters, villains, they're all one note. I appreciate them giving her depth, but no, 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 no.
Right. And I mean, I feel like seeing her origin story, which we already knew that she was in a marriage that she did not want, did not realize she was a child bride, I don't think, until this episode confirmed it. I can have some sympathy for her for that, for having the baby. And then I guess I don't know if when she nope, stop.
Tiny
I
violin.
understand, but still, let me get my thoughts out. When she killed the guy and her husband, was that the first time that she was aware that she had access to the one power?
So when he was going for a baby,
Yeah.
yes, I think so. I think that's
Okay.
the implication.
Okay. So I can sympathize you being a child bride, a child mother, finding out that you have access to this power in one of the most traumatic ways. Like this man was literally about to take your child and drown him. That part I can get. I can even almost excuse the fact that because Ishmael approached her in a time when she was in need and she accepted the help, she wasn't aware of what she was getting herself into. I can get all that. But once you get grown and you start not only just working for Ishmael, okay, at this point, you're probably indebted to him. You don't have any control over that. But when you get to the point where you're like, oh, instead of thinking that everything that you're doing on their behalf is wrong, you're like, oh no, I'm going to do everything that I can in order to become a Forsaken. You lose me at that point. That's when you really lose me. I can have sympathy for you up until that point. But when you start saying, oh, I'm going to be a Forsaken and I'm going to do everything that I can in order to achieve that goal, becoming Black Ajah, turning on your sisters, just the different things that she's doing, and also keeping your son alive until he's 95 just because you don't want to let him go. I get it. Y'all tried to make us feel sympathy for her, but I'm gonna piggyback off of Mike and Anthony. No, no, no.
No.
And then to see what she does in this episode, yes, okay, of course, Ishamael is gone. Now you're answering to Lanfear. Lanfear wants you to do certain things. She's giving you clues that, oh, such and such is, not following me. They're betraying us with somebody else. Okay, I get all that. But it's almost the pleasure that she took in dispatching Naomi. You's evil. You are really, really evil. And the fact that you just told her, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna become a Forsaken, kill, and then you turn around and Isfahan is right there, and you just talk to her like nothing, like, oh, you just saw me murder her, but what you gonna do? Uh-huh. So what you find out for me? I was like, nope, nope. Can you imagine Liandrin as an if she I don't even know what you have to do in order to become a Forsaken. Can you imagine Liandrin as a Forsaken? She would
Yeah.
be so much more irritated than she is now. And she would be so much more, I don't know, she would have so much more ego, I think. You know?
It's pretty big right now, to be honest.
Exactly. Exactly. So for her to get to that point, she's going to be walking around telling everybody, oh, yeah, I became a Forsaken. Oh, you know what? I wanted to be a Forsaken and I made that happen. No, no, no. But, anyway, speaking of Forsaken, I have to now close my eyes and turn my head when Mogedion is on the screen because she does some of the most disgusting things. It makes it hard to watch her scenes, spitting in the pot, tearing the cloths and everything, and sitting there and eating with her fingers and spitting everything back out. And just, what is wrong with this? Like, if you look,
Was she like sniffing someone's underwear? Like, what was she doing? They were
I
tearing
don't
it
know
up.
if she was doing all of that, but I think she was sniffing like some of I guess like the blankets or something. And then she was tearing it. And I was like, if you look up the word chaos in the dictionary, her picture is going to be there.
Oh, I was gonna say if you look up the word foul, because she's just foul.
Chaos, foul,
Creepy.
degrading,
Oh, that's a good one.
creepy.
Creepy.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of adjectives to describe this being. I don't even want to call it
Shout, shout
woman, this
out,
being.
shout out to the actor. They deserve
Yeah,
whatever award is available for them.
She's creepy. And the crazy thing is with her being that creepy is she's still able to fly under the radar. Like nobody's really paying attention to her at the estate. Even when Liandrin is having the meeting with the rest of the Black Ajah, and she's telling them about the bracelets and the collar for the male channelers, the way she's looking, she's not even being subtle. She's walking around the table like, oh, what y'all talking about over here? Nobody's paying her any attention.
yeah, but it's not like she can, like, they could be like, "What are you doing?" and she can make them forget. It's not like she can't do that. So she could be as blatant as she wants to be.
I
They were
know,
paying.
but the fact is that she was being so blatant, and Liandrin, who usually pays attention to stuff, nothing. She had no issues with a little servant girl just walking around all in their business. It was just so strange.
Very, very sneaky. Very, very sneaky.
Yes,
I'm a,
sneaky is another adjective. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll just go along with what Mike said. It ain't like I don't know if she's compulsing them, but it's not like if they do start questioning her, she can't compulse it out of them.
Yeah, no, I don't think she's doing
I
that.
don't think she's compulsing
It's
them.
more so
Well,
that
it's their egos, and they're used to that, like with the accepted and the novices walking around. So they're kind of used to a servant just being a servant.
and see, I don't even know if I feel like that's it. I feel like she's like not compulsing them, but it's something that she's doing to herself to kind of make herself invisible, make herself the fly on the wall. Like, okay,
No,
yeah, y'all see me here. Y'all know enough about me to know that I'm here because when she confronts Ispan later, Ispan's like, wait a minute, I know who you are. But again, when they're there, they just it's almost like she's unimportant, you know?
yeah. The only thing I can say is maybe she has compulsed them already, but I think it also helps that they're used to someone like that.
Mm.
She's just a lowly servant, and that's how she acts. So they all have egos. They wouldn't be Black Ajah if they weren't full of themselves,
Yeah. Yeah,
and everyone was beneath them.
that's
So
true.
Yeah.
That's true. But when she goes from being invisible to being very visible because one, she confronts Isfine and she's like, oh, okay, yeah. So Naomi must not have been the only person who was, you know, cohorting behind somebody's back. Like, who are you here to meet? Are you meeting Samael? Oh, are you meeting Raven? Oh, you're gonna tell me what y'all are doing. And it's like at that time, that's when you realize, oh, Liandrin doesn't have as much of a hold on this cabal as she thinks she does.
mm-mm.
Because you've got two who obviously are serving Raven because when she's confronted, Isfahan was like, yeah, so Liandrin found out about Naomi. Not that she was pointing fingers. She found out about Naomi and she killed her. So I'm here to tell him. Then she
I mean,
gets
first of
the,
all, it's a whole den of thieves. It's like you can't trust. There's no reason for any of them to trust each other because they were Aja and they betrayed everybody else.
mm-hmm.
Like why would I trust anything? Why would they trust anything the others have to say? Because you all of them have to have to have a eye to the side to make sure that no one's Gary putting a knife in their back while they're probably trying to put a knife in someone else's back. It's like a circle stab. It's like you got to keep your eye on everybody because they've
Yep.
proven that they're not trustworthy. They've proven that that they'll do anything to get what they want, like
Mm-hmm.
anything, betray betray all their sisters, and do anything to get what they want. So it's like I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust now one of them. I mean, I'm surprised Leandrin hasn't killed half of them already.
She
I
I'm
probably
think
still
it's
needs them for whatever.
when Ishmael died, it just became free for all for
Yeah.
the
yeah,
Forsaken because he was the one in charge. Now he's gone, no one's in charge. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
Ishmael
they knew
dying is
that the
like
Black Ajah was his pet project, so someone had to take it over.
And of course, who better than Lanfear or Robin? I mean, at this point, it's kind of like half and half now, at least from what we can tell, because it's what Liandrin, Naomi, Jean,
It's,
Kata,
it's Stan.
Isfan, and wasn't there one more?
I think it was one more.
Oh yeah, the Asian lady with the kind of crazy hairdo at the beginning. I can't remember what her name was. So it's five of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you just got rid of two of them because Isfan got the Prince Oberyn Martell treatment with the
Oh, I was thinking of what's her name from Wolverine and Deadpool. Charles' sister, Xavier's sister.
Oh no, see, she was going
Yeah,
outwards.
Xavier.
The Mogedion was going inwards. So no, she got killed the same way
What
Oberyn
the
did.
about it?
Mm. And then later on, the whole thing that she does with Elaine and Nynaeve is so creepy. Again, is the word that comes to mind because she's talking to them with this very childlike voice, which she does kind of often when she's trying to be in her little manipulative mode. But the fact that Elaine and Nynaeve have no idea that this is going on because she's messed with their head a little bit, it makes it even more creepy because they're sitting there all smiley and giggly and oh my God, and she's just sing song talking to them about who they are and what they do. Oh yeah, you two are very powerful, especially you again with Nynaeve, the most powerful channeler that anyone has seen in the last 1,000 years. Apparently, even the Forsaken can sense this. I don't have anything to drink. My cup is empty, so you guys are gonna have to do it for me. But
Well, that means two.
but then the way that she treats both of them, it's so very very different and very obvious because of course she's looking at Nynaeve with a lot of interest because again Nynaeve is so powerful, and she was like, oh, you blocked yourself, why did you do that? And Nynaeve is like, I guess she's under some kind of compulsion to also tell the truth, so she actually
I think
voices out
her
loud.
I think the compulsion is to please her, to please or make her happy. Do whatever you can to please me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because
why would her
everything they
telling
did
the truth
was
have anything
well
to do with
because they're just giving her what she wants. So if she asks a question, of course I'm gonna tell you the truth because it's gonna make you happy.
it? Okay. But she finally admits out loud what I think we have all kind of guessed. She has a block because she's afraid of her power. So she's kind of put it to the side. She doesn't want to have anything to do with it because it scares her. And what does Mo Gideon says when she hugs her? She said, "In my time, we would have beaten that out of you." Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you want to be scared of your power? Oh no, we're gonna make you forget that fear. Oops. Okay. But then when she talks to Elaine, she looks at Elaine very differently. And then she actually says to Elaine, she said, Robin wants you killed. I've already sent my gray man twice, but you're kind of tough. You're resilient. She's like, that's okay, because I like him not
I
getting what
like it when
he
he
wants.
like it when he wants. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, one thing I noticed when she's having the conversation with them in front of the fire, and she tells Nynaeve to go get the bracelet. She goes to get the bracelet, and Elaine is still sitting there doing the smile and everything. She actually looks at Elaine like, oh my God, whatever. Like Elaine is dirt. And I was like, what is this? What is her? I don't know. What is her strong dislike of Elaine? Is it just because Raven is taking so much of an interest in her, or is it because she's pissed that Elaine has twice eluded the gray man? I don't know,
It's
but she was
probably all
giving
of the above. It's
Also,
probably all of
also,
the
also
above.
the
I
look
think
on her face was crazy.
I think it has some of it has to do with the fact that Nynaeve almost snapped the fuck out of it, and she had to like turn it up in order to keep her under. She was like, "Okay, you're interesting." Like
But
you,
that didn't happen until after she gave Elaine that look. Because
oh,
Nynaeve was up getting the bracelet. And then when she came and sat back down and tried to take the bracelet,
bracelet. Yeah,
it's
she held on.
yes. And Nynaeve's facial expression also changed a little bit because it wasn't like a genuine smile. It became one of those like, oh, I'm being controlled and I'm trying to fight my way out of it. Like, hi,
I,
hi.
I I think but I still think that she thinks that Nynaeve is more interesting because she has the most she's the most powerful channeler that there ever is.
In the last 1,000 years.
Yeah. So I think that she can sense there's something special about her. So that makes her more interesting than Elaine, who is talented but nowhere near as talented as Nynaeve is. So
Yeah.
she's probably like, like I can take or leave, but you're interesting. I might be able to use you later. Yeah,
Anthony,
like
didn't you
really.
Well, then
say that
don't
in the
don't don't
books
don't think
she
that. I'm sorry. Don't think that Elaine is not as talented as Nynaeve.
but
No, I
she's
know
not,
she's definitely,
she's not the
but
most
I'm just saying,
powerful
but
channeler that we've seen in the last 1,000 years.
I'm
She's
like,
up there though.
I know.
but yeah, I know she's talented, but I'm thinking that she senses more. She senses more from Nynaeve than she does from Evelyn. She might
It's like
not sense.
Nynaeve is here and Elaine might be right here.
Yeah.
But didn't you say that in the books, Nynaeve is actually powerful enough to take on the Forsaken?
Oh, she's as powerful as they are.
Okay, okay. So maybe
Not
okay,
including Morgedian, because Morgedian is really weak. She's the weakest of them.
of them. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Okay.
But
But
Nynaeve is like, I think Lanfear would be one, and I'm pretty sure Nynaeve is two
whoa.
in
Okay.
Jordan's books. In his, if I remember correctly, I think that's about right.
Mm.
And then below that, you have like, Grendel and Avienda. Oh, there's one other one who she's a 400-year-old Damani. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She's like maybe three or two. She's
Oh,
up there
okay.
too.
Okay.
So hopefully, I had hoped we would get to see her, but that's not gonna happen.
I think I remember you mentioning her when we were
Because
talking
that,
about the
yeah,
Forsaken.
yeah, that's so disappointing.
Let's
Anyway,
let's not even go there. Like I think I mentioned this in one of our other recordings. Anthony and I actually did a video where we talked about the cancellation. I think I'm a little more upset than you are, but I'm gonna post that at some point. But yeah, it would have been more interesting to see them bring more of the Forsaken and to see how that was gonna round out because anyway, okay.
yeah, because the wheel needs for Rand to have just as many powerful people as there are Forsaken,
mm-hmm.
or else it wouldn't be a contest.
Okay. Yeah. And
Yeah,
it really did seem like we were headed towards that towards the end of this season. Um with everyone kind of coming into their own powers, but we'll talk about those things later on because we still have 2 episodes for this season to talk about. But okay, let's see. Where do we want to go next? Do we want to talk about Two Rivers? Yeah, let's talk about Two Rivers because I want to talk about the Egwene and Rand and Lanfear stuff last because that's probably going to be the most explosive. But yeah.
Hey, I just want to say that this Fail is like a carbon copy from the book. I mean,
Oh,
that is the best casting of any of the characters in the show.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
I
I
really
love
actually
her.
I love her. Yeah,
I love her, and I'm feeling this Fael and Perrin thing because now that it's moved from his dream to actually happening, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Even though we're not getting any more of it, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. The
yeah.
only
I,
the
yeah, go
only
ahead.
thing that I would ding them on is I don't like that they made her mother a dark friend.
Mhm.
It wasn't like that in the books, but I guess they needed to kind of give her a reason to
Like,
to to
To
to go
leave
out.
Sadea.
Yeah, besides, hunting for the horn, but whatever. It is what
Oh,
it is. Like I said, they're trying to give these characters some depth and direction, and I just, I think her just wanting to seek adventure and not being sheltered as a noblewoman would have been enough
mhm.
to add on there that her mother was a dark friend, because that wasn't the case in the book.
Okay. I guess I guess in a way it makes it interesting because it kind of explains her brother and it explains just kind of her Her
Yeah,
sense
but
of loyalty.
you wouldn't have had to even have a story about the brother.
Oh, well, I think
To make her mother a dark friend, then you have to have the story about the brother. Whatever.
I mean, like you said, adding a little more depth to the characters.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought it was a cool way to kind of give her a little bit of background and also kind of, I guess, bridge that little edge or that little gap with her and Perrin, because she brings the brother up and she was like, "Oh, you would have liked my brother," kind of like easing into that territory and then telling the story, and then you kind of one, you get Perrin to really open up about what happened to Layla because he's relating to her story about her mom being a dark friend, just this decisions that you have to make and how it affects your life, how it affects, everything else. And this is the first time that we actually hear him say out loud that he killed Layla, right? Because I don't think he said that out loud to anyone else, and her response to it when she said, did she fight well? And he says, yes. She said, then don't dishonor her by holding on to her memory this long. Like, this is the one thing we've been talking about with Perrin, as far as his character. He's been holding on to that guilt for so long, even though it really was an accident what happened to Layla. It wasn't something he did on purpose. It wasn't something that I felt like he should be holding on to. And I like that he's actually absolved from someone else, someone who doesn't really know the situation, but who can say, okay, look, this is it, it happened. It was an accident, but also you need to let her go in order to move on, in order to forgive yourself, in order to let her be at peace. And I think
And
he really needed to hear that. And he wasn't going to hear that from anyone because nobody knew the truth about what happened. What were you about to say?
yeah, he needed it for his peace too. I mean, it's like this would have haunted him for the rest of his life because this is something that he would never have shared with anybody,
Mm-mm.
anywhere, anyhow. But you know, I mean, he shared my dog shared it with her, and I ship him
We
to her all.
use with the wolf brother, wolf, wolf, wolf.
Wolf, dog, coyote,
What
fox, whatever.
what is it about the Wine Spring Inn and the common area? Is it like a magical love thing in the air where people just want to make out and do things down
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know
That's like the
because
honeymoon. That's where the magic.
isn't that also where we saw Rand and Egwene
there?
hook up
Yes, it
for the first time?
was. Yes, it was.
Maybe it's just the atmosphere. I don't know. But um meanwhile, upstairs, when I tell y'all, I thought Alanna was dying because when she went through that spasm of pain and she turned her head to the side and just kind of exhaled, I said, if y'all kill her,
No, last episode I thought she was dead. I thought all those arrows in her. I thought she was gone. I was like, I thought they killed her right then and there. I was like,
But we talked about how the bond with the warder gives them a plus 15 in health and
yeah,
resilience.
it gives them a boost. Yeah,
stat boost.
Yeah, it
Uh-huh.
gives a stat boost.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
2d8 plus 12. Yeah,
I was so worried because like I said, the way that she was, it seemed like she died. And then when she came back and she was like, Maximus time, I was sitting there just shaking my head. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Even during the whole conversation, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. And then, of course, the girls come in because this is after the rescue of Matt's sisters, and we find out that Natty is dead. So the sisters come upstairs to thank Alanna for saving them. And Maxim tells him, yeah, she can't heal herself. I said, I can heal others, but they can't heal themselves. They give each other this knowing look, and Maxim was like, wait a minute, are y'all
hold up.
telling me you can channel? Like, y'all can fix this and we just stand here? but Alanna she guides them into healing her. And then the first thing she says when she's fully healed, she looks at Maxim and says, I told you so. I told you there were channelers in this hills. I was like, okay, good. She's back to herself now. She's being a smart ass. We're going to be okay, because I was really worried that she was going to die. And I was like, I don't know how, I don't think I can see another step in if that would have happened, because if Maxim would have lost both of them,
didn't you find it strange that Perrin was knocking on Death's door, and he seemed to be almost fully healed, almost within hours.
Just like you said, those mountain herbs are powerful.
Didn't you find that suspicious?
That's my dog. Werewolves have a very good healing thing. So
he ain't a werewolf. Come on, son.
No, but if you think about it, and it kind of strikes in the same way that when Nynaeve was healing people, that okay, so somebody got a magic touch there. It might be either Egwene's mama or whoever the other lady was. I can't remember.
the conjurer. What's her name? I can't remember, but she's like, "Oh, this poultice will help with the infection." Sure, it will.
Right. I mean, it helped. It might have had a little extra in it.
It had extra in it, all right. Extra. It had extra in it.
But I mean, honestly,
but because in the book,
that would not surprise me.
In the book, that's why Nynaeve, when she was first made of wisdom, and she was really young, that's how she healed Egwene from the breakbone.
But she didn't know that's what she was doing, right?
She was doing it all the time and didn't know she was doing it. So this person could be doing it too.
I mean, it's the Two Rivers. We already know that the Two Rivers got something special going on about it. So like Alanna said, there are channelers in these woods. Like this is the place that used to be Manetheren. This is where the powerful people are. I mean, you got Perrin, who's a wolf brother. You got Matt, who is the horn blower and has picked up these different little skills. You have Nynaeve, you have Egwene, you have Rand, all who can channel. Rand is the freaking dragon reborn. Nynaeve is the most powerful channeler we've seen in the last 1,000 years. And I mean,
well, in the show, there are 5 Ta'veren, all born right there. And that's huge, even though they don't really talk about Ta'veren. Tom kind of mentions it later. Tom is like, y'all are either pulling on the pattern or the pattern is pulling on y'all, but don't want no part of it.
Right. I don't think Tom has a choice, though, because he keeps coming into contact with them.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, if Matt doesn't learn how to shut the fuck.
Let's not talk about Matt yet, because we got one more thing to talk about.
I feel bad for Tom, because it's like Tom was like, "We shut the fuck up."
I know we're not gonna get there yet. We're still in the Two Rivers, because we need to talk about Mr. Clean Shaven Pat and Fang showing up.
This motherfucker! I swear to God, I love seeing him, because he just seems so out of place. Like it's almost like he's a shapeshifter. It's just like he comes in. He's like, hey, yo, he's like a con. He's like the best. He's like the best and worst con man. It's like he'll come in and be like, yeah, you all right? What's that? Oh, no, I just ran into some Trollocs. I'm good. Hey,
okay. This is the problem, right? With all of that, this is the problem with all. I know they really didn't establish it, but the Children of the Light in the book are so, well, they're sort of a joke, but they're so like they make a big deal about everything being perfect, everything being shiny. Even if they fight or battle, everything is still pristine. And like, if anything is out of place, you get beat. Like, it's a problem. You can't have you wouldn't have a whole, like, I wouldn't say regiment, but you wouldn't have a whole bunch of them walk up and they're not clean shaven, their hair is a mess, All of them, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hair is a miss. The cloaks are a miss. They're called white cloaks. Their stuff is supposed to be pristine. When they walk, if stuff like that in the book, those people they would have turned on them and be like, "Who are y'all?" Because y'all are obviously not white cloaks.
Well, I mean, if they literally just okay, and we know they
No,
weren't
no, no, no,
fighting
no,
trolleys,
no, no, no,
but
no.
if they
Clean.
literally,
They would be clean shaven.
Dane
With
is
nice
not clean
pickups.
shaven. Dane is walking around there drunk as a skunk.
Well, he's. They understand he's having some issues. He lost his father. He's still
They just
recovering.
supposedly fought
But he's the
trolleys.
only one that looks like that. He's the
No.
only one. You can't have 30 of them walk up and look like that.
If you literally just fought some trolleys, like right then.
Fighting trolleys don't make your beard grow and your hair grow long and be greasy and ugly. Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah, they look like
Perrin Fane doesn't have long hair. His hair is cut short, like almost like
What
he
about
did
the
it
rest
on
of them?
purpose.
What about the rest of them? Because the command,
They've been
the squad
traveling.
leader,
They've been walking. They ain't thought about no
that's a bad reflection on him as a leader.
right. They would throw him out. They would beat him. They would strip him of his right.
and I get it, and that's what I was gonna say about Perrin Fane. Perrin Fane is one of those characters where, kind of like Mike, he always seems out of place, but it's almost like it's kind of like Mageddon. He doesn't belong there, but nobody pays attention to the fact that this fool and why is he here? Like something about just the way he carries himself, the way he speaks to other people. Something ain't right about this dude. But even Child Valda, with all of his so-called knowledge and intelligence and the things that he's seen, and the only thing he remarks is he looks at him like, what? He doesn't ask, who are you? Where did you come from? He's just looking at the blood like, okay, what happened to you? Oh, we got into it with some trolleys, but we good. And that's it. I was like, this dude is either one of the best chameleons ever, or something about him being a dark friend kind of masks him in the same way I would say like Moghedien is masked, if you want to put it that way.
No, and no.
Whatever.
No.
I'm saying, I'm not talking about book stuff. I'm talking about the way he appears on the show.
Even on the show, no.
On the show, he's very.
It's not going to mask another 50 other people. No, it's not. Not when all 50 of them look dirty, deranged, and crazy.
You're talking about something in the books, though, Anthony, as we can see from the show, even before Perrin and them attacked the tents, you had several of them walking around unshaven, unkept, walking around drunk as a skunk. Like literally, you had children of the whatchamacallit, you had them walking out of the tents stumbling with bottles of alcohol. We're not talking about the way
the uniforms was clean.
No,
and their faces was clean shaven.
No,
they didn't look like no skags that was just picked up some dirty ass uniforms and walked to the camp. Come on,
whatever. We're getting into the weeds now. No, but what I'm saying is,
I will die on that hill. No,
something about Perrin Fane. Even though we know he's not right, when other people look at him, they don't see it.
Donald is grieving and they need reinforcements, and they're not thinking clearly. I can't explain Valda.
Dane is not the only person who is grieving. They had multiple members of their group murdered in this.
Wait. He was the only one that saw his father murdered.
He's a soldier in war, and all of them saw some people get murdered.
He saw his father get murdered in front of him.
Yeah,
it's not watching Tony from tent number 13. I saw him take an arrow.
This is also 6 months later for these folks. Dude, I mean, we were saying it with Perrin. You got to move on because you got other stuff going on right now. Yes,
Perrin just now moved on, and it's been 2 years. Come on now.
We've been saying that he needs to move on for a minute. So I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Plus, it's
Pattern
like
Fane,
they're
Pattern
supposed to
Fane
be.
has no magic ability, nothing. And all Dark Friends get in return for their oaths is a promise of something. That's all they get. They don't get anything else.
They don't get no kind of stat boost because I
Nope.
I seem to
They
remember
don't
you
get no
saying
stat
something
boost.
differently.
Yeah,
No. Dark Friends don't
Okay.
get stat boosts.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
they need to roll for disadvantage. But see, the whole thing again about the the Knights of the Light or whoever the hell they are is like
Children of the light.
they've been getting their ass kicked for the last 2 years. Like it's start. I mean, have been winning a lot of important battles. Like it's like they like every time they come up against Perrin and them, they get their ass kicked.
Well,
Yeah.
in the book, like I said, in the book, they aren't the greatest of as a unit soldiers. They're just not.
Yeah.
They got some bright spots. They got some guys like Valda, who's a blade master, um, and a couple other ones. But
Would you say who's an asshole? What? Oh,
is
Swordmaster,
it
Blade Master.
blade master?
I'm just saying, Balder is an asshole.
He's
He
an
will.
He is.
He's
That
an
he is.
asshole first, and the Blade Master second.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. But okay, so we can move on from Patafane. We need to go to the other side of the world. Do y'all want to hit Tanchico with the group? Or do
The
y'all want to
heels
go?
of Tanchico.
I'm telling you, if I don't hear people singing that, just randomly singing it at DragonCon, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
I might start a couple rounds myself. Shit. It's like
I mean, hey, it's a cash. It's a what is it that the young kids say? It's a bop.
It's a bop.
It's catchy.
uh,
I I was not
you made my
expecting
back hurt
Elaine.
when you said it like that. Don't do that again.
I mean, I'm just saying,
It's
but
a bop like the kids say. Ow. Oh God.
I'm 50 now. I can do that.
Oh, yeah.
I can do that now. I can say "get off my lawn" and I can say all those other old people sayings. I've earned it.
This is true. I'm not going to argue with you about that.
Okay,
Yeah,
Tanchico. There are several interesting things that happen in Tanchico. Besides the fact that we find out this is where Liandrin is from and this is where her son was born and all this other stuff. Nynaeve like laughs and acts normal for the first time, I think, in 3 seasons. Because I don't think we've ever seen her silly or we've ever seen her even that loose. Like, I think the most loose we've seen her is probably with Egwene and Lan, and she's never let her hair down like this. So big ups to men for getting her drunk because she definitely needed it. But I feel like in a sense it kind of put them in danger too because she was so loose at that time and they were having so much fun. I don't think they were really paying attention to what they were doing. Like they're supposed to, they're supposed to be finding out information on Liandrin, which they are able to do, but they don't do it as covertly as I think they should have, because when they're talking loud enough for the person at the table next to them to hear. And that person is loud. Liandrin, did you say Liandrin? God, did you have to be so loud about it? Yes. Do you know anything about her? Yeah, I heard she came down and cleared out the old Lunada state. Blah, blah. Talking so loud, like, dude, you're in a bar and you're talking louder than anybody else. It's no wonder that Ispan was able to hear her. But it's like, also, y'all know y'all looking out for information for Liandrin. Why are y'all not paying attention to who's around you? Why are y'all not looking out there? And I mean, I get it. They probably didn't know who was there because
I don't think they really know. I don't really think they know what they look like either.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But because Ispan had the thing over her face, and two, I don't think if Nynaeve would have known who it was, I don't think she would have seen her as much in the tower because of what happened when she walked into the thing. But still, it's kind of like pay attention to people who might be just kind of, because if somebody's sitting over here and they're just sitting with their face to the wall and there's a whole big commotion going on over here and you don't even turn your head just a little to see what's going on, you're suspicious. You are trying hard not to be seen. I just felt like it was nice to see her let her hair down, but I don't think they were as cautious as they could have been. And then I think because her inhibitions were already kind of lowered, I think that made her a little more susceptible when Moghedien came in, because Moghedien even noticed that, oh, okay, you're fighting me.
No, Hanako. She is not less susceptible because she was drunk. Moghedien, compulsion is a very, very powerful thing to use.
And I get that, but what
you don't have to have they don't have defenses. You're not more or less easily compulsed unless you.
But the fact that Nynaeve was fighting back.
That's only because she's powerful.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. If she's powerful enough to almost kind of sort of break through what Moghedien was doing right then and there, and she was inebriated, to say the least, what could she have been capable of if she hadn't been drunk?
The same thing. It wouldn't matter.
I disagree.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter.
I disagree.
That's just how this magic system works. It wouldn't matter. There's one thing called fork root, which is the only thing that suppresses your power, that can suppress the one power.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. She the alcohol wouldn't have made her less or more susceptible. She was everyone around the Forsaken is susceptible to compulsion right now.
Okay, so based on what you just said, the fork root is the only thing that suppresses the one power.
Like a natural, like you were talking about beverages, mm-hmm. they will give they will, like if they have someone trapped without wanting to shield them, they would give them fork root tea or force
but I'm not talking about tea. I'm not talking about her.
But the alcohol wouldn't have made her less susceptible to compulsion. You're trying to, so what I'm saying is, yeah, Nynaeve is very powerful, and that's the one thing that made her almost break through the compulsion. She's not more easily compulsed because she's inebriated, and if she wasn't inebriated, that would have made her break through or break the compulsion. That's not how compulsion works. The alcohol didn't make her more susceptible to compulsion. And not being inebriated wouldn't have made her less susceptible to compulsion. They're all susceptible to compulsion. The only thing you can do is what's her name did. You block it. Hopefully, if you can see it happening, maybe you can block it. But they didn't even know what was happening by the time it was too late. So that would have been the only thing Nynaeve would have been able to do, would have been able to block it.
Unless she's the most powerful channeler in the last 1,000 years, then she might be able to block it, kind of.
But I mean, even without her blocking it, it was obvious that she was fighting through it.
Yeah, because she's very powerful. Okay. The alcohol had nothing to do one way or the other.
I'm not.
It didn't make her less susceptible.
Okay, all right. We'll move on from that, because I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. But
you're saying if she wasn't inebriated,
I'm saying
imagine what she could have done.
Yeah.
If she was trying to break through the compulsion. I'm saying her being inebriated wouldn't have made a difference one way or the other. She could have been sober, and it would have and the same result would have happened. She would have almost broke through the same way. The alcohol didn't make a difference.
Okay. This is my I disagree with you, but okay. I'm just saying, because I mean, Elaine is supposed to be powerful too. Why wasn't she able to kind of sort of break through? You know,
because she's not as powerful as Nynaeve.
But you just said not too long ago that she's just about as powerful as Nynaeve.
No, I said she was close. I didn't say she was as powerful as she was.
Okay.
Nynaeve is the most powerful channeler in the last 1,000 years.
So they keep saying.
I'm gonna have to pee in a second.
Never mind. Okay.
And Morganian is really good at compulsion, like Raven. So
Yeah. But
Grendel is the best for it. Grendel in the book, Grendel can compulse like a
and
whole.
Grendel is not one that we've met yet, right?
No, she was
Okay.
mentioned, but we haven't met her yet.
Okay.
And we never will.
I don't know. They got this petition going on trying to save the show, and they got billboards everywhere. So I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, why not? Anyway, so yeah, going back now that going back to what Mike was talking about earlier, the fact that in Tanchico is where we meet up with Tom Maryland again. Apparently, he did not die fighting those fades in, was that season 1 that we saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, season one.
Yep.
So he's alive and well and singing about the horn of Valir. And who should so happen to come across him but his good old buddy Matt, the horn blower. Can you imagine when Matt says, "Come on, let's have a drink and I'll tell you the whole bloody tale," and you're sitting there like, wait a minute. So you and your red-headed friend, the one who was causing so much trouble, he's the dragon reborn and you're the bloody horn blower? I bet you Tom was like,
of course they are. Why wouldn't that?
Of course.
Why would they be?
Right. Well, I mean, you knew dark friends were coming after them. You knew fades were coming after them. They weren't coming after them just because they were your run-of-the-mill, children from wherever. No, there was a reason they were coming after them that strong. And so now
Didn't he save them from the innkeeper chick in season 1? They was trying to get
the dark friend. Yes.
Dark friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, if you're not putting it together, Tom, like, okay, dark friend, check. Fade, check. Like, and now you're like, oh, whatever y'all got going on, I don't want nothing to do with it. Bruh, the moment you turned your face and you saw Matt coughing, you were in it. You were in it. And then you turn around, you see Elaine, because they're all undercover in Tanchico. Elaine is, talking up the crowd, and someone recognizes her as the daughter heir of Andor. And
she is the most recognizable, unrecognizable person that doesn't want to be recognized, but gets recognized all the fucking time.
Right.
You're the daughter heir. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You look just like her. No, I'm not.
Right. And okay, so this is my question. Wasn't she kind of sort of sheltered? Like, she wasn't one of these princesses that was just traveling all over the country, was she?
Okay, I'll take this. Elaine, okay, as a nerd, as somebody who doesn't go out a lot, you tend to investigate things. Like me, for example. I didn't really play outside a lot. My mom bought 3 different sets of encyclopedias, and I read every last page. And I'm thinking that Elaine is like that as well. It's like maybe they wanted to shelter her, not let her get into trouble, or maybe get kidnapped or all this other stuff. So they gave her a big ass library. So she read every fucking book in there. And of course, the lyrics to The Hills of Tanchico and all this other stuff is in there. I mean, they probably had people's. I mean, I think that she probably was so. I mean, rich people can get anything. Okay, she's the daughter heir. Anytime you're a daughter heir,
and I get that part. I'm talking about the fact that she's so recognizable when she has not been paraded around like your normal people would. Like her mother, I get the sense, was very overprotective of her. and probably kept a short leash on her. So it's not like she's one of these princesses that's traveling all around the country, everybody looking at her, because I would think for someone in her mother's position, someone who ended up with the throne because of a war, she would know that she probably has enemies. And with Elaine being the daughter heir, she probably kept her out of sight, because of course, how you gonna kidnap the daughter heir if you don't know what she looks like? You get what you understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like for her to be all the way on the other side of the world, and somebody's like, "Oh, you look like the daughter heir of Andor." I I don't know. It kind of seems strange. And then the fact that Tom recognized her, and when Matt was like, the daughter heir of Andor, he said, "I served at her mother's court years ago." How do you know that this is who she is? Like, most people change. Their faces mature, they look different, and depending on whenever it was that he was there at her court, how would he remember? It's just that just all seemed kind of strange to me.
Well, if you have, the Queen of Andor has a lot of people come through her court, and a lot of artists come to the court too. And there's probably a lot of artwork of the two of them, of the royal family, around everywhere.
Okay.
So if you travel enough, you've seen pictures of her, and the artists are really good. I mean, the likenesses are really good. So I'm pretty sure if you've seen a portrait of the daughter heir and the queen, because everyone needs to know what the queen looks like. And remember, she's going to be queen one day. So people are going to know what she looks like because they've seen these portraits. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I don't think this dude, he doesn't really look like he gets out of Tanchico too much.
Who, the guy who was flirting with her? Yeah, that's why she was like, "How would you know what the daughter heir of Andor looks?"
But I'm sure they've seen portraits of them.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't have Facebook. That's why Rand was able to walk around, because no one was drawing the picture of Rand. No one was taking portraits of him. Matt was spending all his money having the portrait of him made.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the only one. The only one.
Yeah.
And even the good likeness of him either.
No, it actually is. I looked at it again tonight. I was like, put his head up in the air all smug. Yeah, it's a good likeness.
I guess it is. Yeah. So, but that would be my guess that they've seen portraits.
Okay.
And Tom is probably, even though he's not at the court, he's probably been keeping track of them.
Yeah.
Wait,
watching her grow.
Wait, when Liandrin kidnapped her and Nynaeve, did her mother find out about that?
No, yes. But she knows some. Was it? I think she knew something had happened.
She knew about it, but I think it was kind of sort of after the fact, because she referenced it when she came to the tower, because she was like, "I want to make sure that she's all right," and blah blah blah, and yeah. So I think she knew, maybe not immediately, but yeah, I think that came out because she had quite a lengthy discussion with Sawan about it. Like, she went off.
Yeah, but I don't think she knew about the kidnapping though.
What I was thinking,
because if she knew about the kidnapping, Elaine wouldn't have stayed. She wouldn't have been able to make Elaine stay.
She tried to make Elaine go, and Elaine put her foot down and said, "I'm staying. I'm going to complete my training." She was like, "If I'm going to rule Andor, then I need to set my own path. I need to do my own thing." Because her mother was kind of like, "Oh, okay."
I believe you, because I'm not gonna go back and rewatch the episode. So
yeah, I was saying that because I would have thought that if she was missing, her mother might have put a reward poster out for her, like showing how she looked.
No, if her mom knew she was missing, she would have gathered an army.
Yeah, that's why I said I think it was kind of after the fact. Okay. But yeah, I think yeah, because she did have some words with Swan about it. And Swan was basically like, oh, well, we took care of we went, we went and we got her, she's safe. Because she basically was like, oh yeah, you're leaving, you're coming back home. And Elaine had told Nynaeve, when Nynaeve was talking about um going after Liandrin, and she was pissed off about the fact that Elaine was leaving her, and that was one of the things that made Elaine go to her mom. Well, first she went to her quote unquote stepfather and talked to him, and then she talked to her mom, was like, look, I need to set my own path.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You threw me off. You said stepfather. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, Raven, remember?
No, he's not stepfather. He's
Was
the
it
queen consort.
consort?
They're
Yeah.
not married.
Oh, I thought they were married.
No,
Ain't no ring on that finger.
they're not married.
Okay. But well, stepfather type role, whatever. But then she turned around, she talked to her mom about it. She was like, I need to forge my own path if I'm going to rule. So yeah, her mom was like, okay, I don't like it, but okay. But she thought that Elaine was going to stay there in the tower. So she has no idea Elaine's in Tanchico. She probably will find out now, because if people in Tanchico are noticing the daughter heir of Andor, mouths start wagging. The word might get out that, oh, we saw someone that looks like your daughter in Tanchico. And I don't know, she might visit the tower again and be like, excuse me, I thought didn't I tell you that she was not to leave this tower? And it'll be like, have you met your daughter?
Right. I don't know what you thought I was going to get you.
Right. But yeah, so now you have this group on Tanchico. You've got Min, Matt, Elaine, Nynaeve, and now Tom. Because Tom, at this point, I feel like now he has a vested interest, because even though he's no longer part of her mother's court, like you said, Anthony, he probably feels a little bit of responsibility. And he's like, okay, if she done got mixed up with these knuckleheads, especially with Matt, let me go and just make sure she's going to be okay. Because, Matt is almost like a trouble magnet. It follows him around. So, yeah, now we have our Bard again, which was really nice. I was glad to see him back, because I really did wonder if he was dead. Because like he said, you left me for dead fighting a fate. Yeah, but you were the one who told him to leave.
Yeah. I think because of the strike, he ended up doing something else when they came back, so they had to write him out.
Okay.
Until he was available again.
Oh, okay.
For the actor.
Okay. Well, I'm glad he's back. This should be an interesting group now. But it's going to be really interesting, because while they're doing all of this, Elaine's doing the singing, and Nynaeve and Min are not being quiet at the bar. Matt is sitting here like talking to some guys about the bracelets and the collar that he's looking for. And after Elaine's very rousing performance of the Hills of Tanchico several times, when they get ready to leave, the guy comes up to Matt and he was like, hey, I don't have your collar, but I do have this bracelet that's like the one you told me about. And he gives the bracelet to Nynaeve and Elaine. And of course, like we discussed earlier, Moghedien finds out from Ispan that they have the bracelet. She goes, she compulses them, she gets the bracelet, and they're sitting there now trying to figure out what the hell happened to this bracelet. Like, we were just here, we were talking about it, it was just here in the bag, and now it's not. But I think the way that they looked at each other after all of that, I think they know that somebody got to them, because Nynaeve has the cut on her face that wasn't there a few minutes ago. They started out sitting on the bed, and they wake up and they're walking back towards the bed. And they're just like, something don't seem right. And now the bracelet is gone. Yeah, somebody got to y'all. Y'all were not subtle enough. Talking about, yeah, Nynaeve and I will handle anything that requires more subtlety. Where? Where?
When and where?
Where? Because I don't think any of you know the meaning of that word. Men's getting Nynaeve drunk, and then they're walking through the thing all drunk. Nynaeve is all giggly, and I was like, this is a weird sight. But okay, so now we know that there's a second bracelet. The second bracelet is gone.
Oh, I wanted to point out the lyrics to the song. It basically tells you it's like three is too many, one is not enough. You need two to bring a man to his knees.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, they're talking. Look, they're talking about the bracelets, not
Talking about the
boobs.
bracelets. Right. Well, it's sort of a
Okay.
mixture.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Talking about two women with the hills of Tenchico, with hills of Tenchico.
Yeah, but no,
Mm-hmm.
they are talking about the bracelets as well because Liandrin shows the portrait of the statue, and then of course we saw part of the statue in Liandrin's origin story at the beginning. So you do have the man down on his knees with his collar, and you have the two Aes Sedai on the side of him, both of them wearing bracelets. So basically, what they're saying is it takes two women, two Aes Sedai, because I don't think anybody that's not Aes Sedai could wield those bracelets, right? Like you can't just have a random person wield those bracelets. Like I can't go and wield a bracelet and Michelle go wield a bracelet and you know.
It, I would stay away from saying Aes Sedai. Any woman who could channel.
Okay. Well, I say Aes Sedai because that's what Liandrin describes in the picture. She said these are two Aes Sedai standing behind him.
She's assuming they're Aes Sedai.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Like you wouldn't call the Sudam Aes Sedai.
Oh, true. True.
Yeah.
But they can wield it. Okay. So it's not just Liandrin or the other sisters who could wield those bracelets if they needed to. Like, let's say if Rand was starting to go into his madness and he was starting to kill people and they had that collar, Nynaeve and Elaine would be able to subdue him with the collar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The twins could. Any woman who could channel.
Ah, yes. Okay. And it took me a long time to realize that his sisters were twins because I don't think I realized they were twins when we first are introduced to
I'm
them.
not sure if they were.
Oh, okay.
I I'm not gonna go back and look at the first season. I'm just not gonna do a rewatch.
Rewind
But
it.
if my memory serves, I'm not sure if they were twins.
Okay, I don't think they were either. But I wonder, does them being twins make them more powerful?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. I was just curious because I was wondering why they, if they did make that change, like why would they make that change? Was it something
No.
significant?
If I remember correctly in the book, only one of them could channel. If I
Oh,
remember, correctly, I'm sure someone will correct me.
okay.
But if I remember, I think only one of them showed the ability to channel.
Okay.
Because remember, the book is a little different from the show.
Yeah.
There are people who are born who can channel, and those who are born with the ability to learn how to channel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's how the Shan-Chan get the Suldam is they're mostly women who have the ability to channel,
Mm-hmm.
but they aren't actually able, they're not actually actively channeling.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Because that's how Egwene figured out that she could kill what's her name? Because she was like, oh yeah, there's something the same about us. She was like, I can channel, but you have
Yeah.
that ability. Because other than that, I couldn't understand how you were able to control us.
Mm-hmm.
And why our powers connect. Yeah, because you actually have some power that you just don't know about.
She has the ability to channel. She was, and that's what they were using to do the controlling.
Yeah.
They were controlling women who were actually born that actually could channel.
Yeah. So that's okay. That witch is dead. So anyway, since we're talking about her, let's go over to that side of the world and talk about all this stuff with Moraine and Lan and Egwene and all of them.
Oh, the waste. Let's go to the Aiel waste.
Yeah, let's go to the Aiel waste. Lanfear seems to have her hand in too many pots. She is jumping in and out of Egwene's dreams. She's now revealed herself to Egwene. She's jumping in Moraine's dreams. Somebody need to kill this woman because she doing too much. She's doing too much. And let me tell you, she pissed me off so much when she jumped into Egwene's dream and she starts taunting her. And Egwene is like, he doesn't know that you're forsaken. Oh, yeah, he knows everything. He knows everything. And even when Egwene says, if Rand knew you put your hands on me, she was like, he knew it. He knows everything. No, I'm so sorry. I understand Lanfear's whole thing is to she's trying to throw Egwene off her game, and she's trying to make it seem like, oh no, Rand knows this. The person that you love knows I'm torturing you, but he just doesn't care. No, because regardless of how you feel about Rand, and regardless of what you think about all this stuff done, one thing is tried and true. That Joker don't play about Egwene. I don't care who it is. So the fact that Lanfear even fixed her mouth to say as much, and Egwene was kind of sort of believing it, to me, that kind of proves Rand's feelings about Egwene was never really about him. Because if Egwene knew Rand the way she should know Rand, she would have known, like she said, Rand would be pissed if he knew you were putting your hands on me. But the fact that Lanfear was like, oh, he knows, and you believed that, like,
that's a problem.
That's a problem. And I'm glad he called her out on that, because she wants to get mad at him for sleeping with a Forsaken, which, okay, Rand, you could have easily said, well, when I knew her, I didn't know she was Forsaken. You could have easily said that, but the conversation that they had needed to happen, because Rand had to let her know that, okay, yeah, you sit here mad and all, but you ain't thought about me since we got here. Since you've been with the wise ones, you haven't thought about me. You haven't looked for me. Several times in this episode, Rand has been like, oh, I was going to go see Egwene. I wanted to talk to Egwene, because he was trying to fix what she saw, or he was trying to at least explain it. But the fact that you're so obsessed with everything else, and then you come to him, and then you want to go off on him. Oh, you betrayed me. You lied to me. Blah, 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 blah. You've been with her. Da, 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 da. You ain't noticed until just now. What does that say about you?
Yeah, and why would he doesn't even need to explain it to her. Like, he didn't need to say, well, when I met her, she was Celine, and she took me in, and yeah, we were doing all this, and I didn't know she was for. He don't need to explain all that, because one, he's known for a long time Egwene don't want him. He's like, I'm the Dragon Reborn, and still I'm not enough.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to explain it to her. And that's like when she said, well, do you love her? He didn't really owe her an answer. No. He really didn't, because you don't want me anyway. It wouldn't matter whether he said yes or no.
Mm-hmm. Because Lanfear has made it plain that she wants him.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
he may not even, like you say, Hanako, he may not even be able to explain his feelings for her anyway. He doesn't. Right. He probably doesn't even know. He can't.
It's complicated.
It's complicated,
and that's what he tells her.
Yeah, it's not an easy question to answer. So yeah, he could have explained all that away, but it doesn't really explain his feelings.
No, it doesn't. And but he tells her, there's so much you don't understand, and I wish I could explain it to you.
Yeah, but her feelings are clear.
Mm-hmm.
Egwene's feelings are clear.
Yeah, like she loves him. I'm not saying that she doesn't love him, but she does not love him in the way that he loves her.
Right.
Like when Rand, even from the first episode, when Rand looks at Egwene, he sees happily ever after for him. And she never has, I don't think. And maybe she imagined it at one point, but once she realized she had this power and that she could be something greater, that's all she was focused on. And I'm not faulting her for that, because it's good to see a woman have ambition that doesn't have to do with the man. I'm never going to be mad about that. That she is not just so wrapped up in Rand that she's going to ignore everything else that she could have just to help him, fulfill his thing.
Yeah,
That,
but there are consequences and repercussions for making those decisions.
yeah, yeah. And here's the thing again, something that I've said all the way to the first season, the way that they handle those relationship issues, I still admire, because yes, they had a little bit of a shouting session with this, which I think they needed. But at the same time, when Rand tells her, you've always wanted more, and he said, I will always respect you for that, because she didn't, just say, okay, well, I'm going to focus on him. He's the Dragon Reborn. I'm going to focus on, what he needs to do. Yes, she had those moments, but once she realized that she also had a greater purpose, she did focus on that. And I think he does love that about her, that she's not going to be like, okay, I'm just going to sit to the side and ignore whatever. That is a very admirable thing. But again,
Yeah, but
he
also
taught him.
even back in the Two Rivers, when she made the decision to become an apprentice
Mm-hmm.
to be a wisdom, he was like, well,
I
that means
already knew.
we can't be together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a choice that you made.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not knocking her for it. That's what she wanted. And that's basically what he's saying now. Even back then,
Yeah.
you wanted more. You
Right.
just didn't want to have a marriage with me, raise kids with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to become a wisdom. That meant they weren't going to be together.
Yeah. And I think if you were to give them the choice right now, if you were to say, okay, be the Dragon Reborn or be Egwene's husband, I think he would choose being Egwene's husband. But
All
if you
day, every
ask
day.
her, being a Aes Sedai, I mean, she saw a vision of herself as the Amerlin Seat, having that kind of power, or being Rand's wife, which would you do? I think she would choose the power.
Well, actually, I'm going to take that back. Before Ruidian, he would have said Egwene's husband. After Ruidian, he
Fair
would choose
point.
Dragon Reborn.
Fair point. Fair
Yeah.
point. Fair point.
Yeah.
But
But you're right though. The sentiment is right. You're right though.
yeah.
They're exhausting. Every time I see them trying to get together, I'm just like, oh God, here I'm going. Man. It's more exhausting than my dog being mournful and lamenting his wife, which he deserves, but it's still exhausting. It's like, I guess it's more exhausting than Nynaeve hiding her powers, even though she's more
No,
powerful.
it is not. No, it is not. Because at least with Rand and Egwene, we know that there is a commonality to them. They both love each other. We understand that. The problem is they both have different goals, or they both have different ideas of what that looks like. And it's kind of been a push and pull. And now they're finally at a point where they're saying, okay, this is probably not going to work the way we want to work. Us seeing them get to that point, yeah, it was a little bit of a journey, but as exhausting as Nynaeve, no, absolutely not. Nynaeve and her refusal to use her power, that is the most exhausting thing about this show to me. But going back to not Egwene and Rand, when Egwene asked him, did you know? And he was like, what are you talking about? She was like, did you know that, everything that I've been dealing with in my dreams, the Suldam torture me and all this other stuff, that was her. The look on Rand's face and the way it changed once it was clicking to him what she was saying, because you could see he was kind of refusing, like, no, she wouldn't do that. And then you got to think, oh, this is Lanfear. She would absolutely do that. Yep. But Egwene had her point proven, because when she said, if Rand knew, you put your hands on me, the moment Rand figured it out, the moment it clicked, everything started shaking. I said, oh, Lanfear about to get her ass whooped. But of course, her so-called present comes in at that time, which is what was that, Samael?
Samael, yeah.
Comes in to attack them. and they start fighting. Egwene starts fighting. She gets hurt, but then Avienda comes in with her spears, and Avienda was like, "Look, I understand I'm a wise one now, but I'm gonna still be able to whoop your ass," and that's what she do.
she put that veil up, so you knew this was gonna die.
Listen, listen. She was
She
like,
turned she turned into Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. She was like, "Get over here!" Fucking
she was whipping some ass. Do you hear me?
Yeah, she almost got Grim. She almost got Samuel.
Yep, she almost did, but
She
he,
stabbed his butt.
yeah, but he ends up what is he brings down his, I guess that's a hammer,
Hammer, yeah.
knocks them all outside, and then when they're outside, Rand is on the ground. He looks up. Avienda and Egwene are both unconscious. Again, Rand is proving his point. Don't fuck with Egwene, because he literally, you see his whole face change. Like, Rand is not there. The dragon is there right now. He's pissed. And he
He didn't even
starts
look at
channeling.
Samael. He literally just stood up and was just like, "Oh,
He he
fuck with me."
blocked his attacks
Yeah,
without even turning around.
Without even turning around. He held those weaves in his hand like,
you
boy,
wanna fuck me?
please. But then the whole problem happens to be he causes the house to cave in, not knowing that Alcera is inside, and she dies. And this is the little girl who is Bear's granddaughter. And she
So
has
he said
kind
he
of,
owed it.
huh?
She's the one he owed the tour to.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
So, but yeah, she's the one that has kind of wrapped herself around his finger, and he's taken a liking to her because she's young, she's fierce, and she, I think, has patience in teaching him a little bit about their ways more than anybody else does, especially
Mhm.
Avienda. And I think he appreciated that about her, because you see the way he kind of treats her, even though she's a child, she's only like what, 9 or 10. He treats her with a lot of respect, you know, and the fact that she dies, and he does everything in his power to try to bring this girl back. I watched this part of the episode sobbing, because he really thought, he was like, I'm the dragon reborn. I can do anything. I can do this. I can do this.
He's like, I bring destruction and I can
Yeah.
bring creation.
And I was just, oh, that hurt me so much, because they kept trying to tell him, Rand, she's gone. You can't do this. You can't do this. And
Can't
and
heal
we
that.
see, like, earlier in the episode, he's having a conversation with Moraine, and Moraine is talking about trying to use the Sarkonin, which she got in Ruidian. And she says, how do you control it? How do you submit to your power? Because I feel like if I submit to it fully, I'm gonna lose myself. And Rand was like, don't submit. He was like, don't do it. You will lose yourself. He said, even now I feel it trying to touch me. I feel it calling to me. He was like, and I have to, kind of hold it off every second. He said, but the moment I reach for it a little bit, and you saw what started happening, like literally the ground is shaking, everything is shaking. He looks like he's not even in his body. And this is just him letting go of a little bit of that control. So I was sitting here thinking, if he has to constantly 24/7 be holding it off, I'm sorry, I'm gonna excuse most of what he does or says, because his concentration is not on just regular life. He is all the time fighting this power that threatens to take over him and consume him and drive him to madness. He is forever fighting that off. And to see him have to, he's literally trying to embrace all of that at the end in order to bring this little girl back. But I guess it's just like other, like, true magic systems. One thing you can't do is alter death.
No. Well,
And
unless you're a necromancer.
that's a whole different thing.
Um, he almost was sort of explaining the difference between men and women channeling, because I think I said this before. For women, they have to embrace
Mm-hmm.
the source, they have to let it flow through them to control it, and men have to seize the source. Like it's there and they have to seize it and control it. It doesn't sound that different, but it's very different ways they have to do it. But he says something very important. He was like, the one thing that we've learned is that Aes Sedai don't know really much about the One Power. Yeah. And that is true. They don't know as much as they should because a lot of it has been lost. A lot of the knowledge has been lost. But he is wrong. There is a difference between that, but he's sort of right in telling her not to submit fully.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing as seizing it and not controlling it. Because that's what he's talking about. He's like, I can grab it, I can seize it, but if I lose control, I could cause some problems. You lose yourself.
Yeah.
Same thing with the women. They see they can embrace too much of it, and that's how they burn themselves out.
Yeah.
Which is what happened to, I can't remember her name, but in season 1, when she had surrendered completely to it and burned herself out.
Yeah.
And almost burned out Nynaeve and
Egwene, and she burned out, I think, 2 other channels.
Yeah.
The city. Yeah.
Yeah, because she just let it all come in. And that was too much.
Yeah. But yeah, seeing Rand realize that he can't do anything to bring Alcera back, that hurt my heart so much, because now this is something that he's going to carry with him, I think, in the same way that Perrin was carrying Layla's death. But it's like it wasn't something that he did on purpose. He was sitting there having a regular old breakup conversation with his girlfriend, and this man came into his house, started attacking him, and basically hurt 2 people in front of him. And at the time, I don't think Rand knew whether or not Egwene and Aviendha were dead or alive. They were knocked out. He had no way of knowing. But when Samael got up behind him and tried to attack him again, the only thing he could think of was, okay, you know what? He needs to die. Or he needs to be put down. I don't know if he's dead or not, but this can't happen.
This scene, it actually, in the book, occurs later. Without being too spoilery, it occurs in the Stone of Tyr. Where there's a battle and a child gets killed. And Rand tries to bring the child back. And he's on the verge of complete madness, because the more power you channel, the faster you become.
Yeah.
The faster you get there. And, and you're right. He starts carrying around the burden of the women that dies for him. Once again, not giving away too much, but every time a woman dies for him or in his presence or because of him, he does like the Arya thing. He has a running list in his head of this responsibility of all these women that just keep dying for him. He has this list. He just keeps putting names on this list. And that's one of those things that's driving him to become this cold, uncaring, unfeeling person, because he's trying to harden himself against everything that's happening. Right. But he also is trying to carry that burden too. The book is really good, from a therapist standpoint, because he got some serious issues.
I can imagine.
Serious issues.
Oh, yeah.
But he does, and it gets to be a pretty big list for him because of what he's doing and what he's trying to accomplish.
Right. So much on such young shoulders.
Yeah.
But it makes me think back to you see this a lot in young adult lit. And we did a panel about this at DragonCon, I guess maybe like 13 years ago. And the topic was growing up to save the world. And it was talking about all of these teenage protagonists who basically have the weight of the world literally on their shoulders, because they are the ones who are the saviors. You think about, your Harry Potters, your Katniss Everdeen's, your Tris Pryors, and Good grief, I could go on, but um it's just a lot for someone like him to deal with. And then you're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with other regular things on top of that. Let's take out the fact that Lanfear is a Forsaken. You have this love triangle situation going on because you inadvertently fell in love with someone who was there for you at a time when you were lost, you were abandoned, or not necessarily abandoned, but you didn't have any of your people around you. This person took you in, like you said, Anthony. She took you in, she gave you shelter, she helped you, and you end up falling in love with her. Then you find out that she's this evil thing. You can't really just turn those feelings off. And then you add the past relationship from his past life. That complicates things more. And then you have this other girl who you are totally madly in love with, who does not necessarily feel the same way about you. Or maybe she does love him that much, but she loves kind of her independence or her own thing better, what she's searching for. That's just a little bit more important to her. So you're dealing with this stuff. And then you find out, oh, I'm supposed to be the destroyer and the saver of worlds. And it's a lot. And these kids don't get therapy. I think him and Moraine talking in this
That's about as
episode,
much
that's
therapy
about
as
as
he's gonna get.
close, yeah, as either one of them are going to get, because
Yeah.
he tells her, he was like, you haven't spoken to me since Ruidian. And
Mm-hmm.
she's sitting there thinking about all the stuff that she's seen. And he starts asking, do I go mad? Sometimes. Do I kill Egwene? Sometimes. Do I kill you? Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
She's
lot
basically,
to carry.
basically Doctor Strange in Infinity Wars. It's like seeing
Seeing
1.5.
17 million possibilities, and then
Yeah,
you the
exactly.
one that works. But with this, we just don't know. And he tries to kind of deflect and says, I thought we were supposed to know more when we came out of there than we did going in. She was like, oh, I know more, don't you? And he was like, yeah. But I think in his mind, it's like, that's not the more I wanted to know. I want to know how this ends. I want to know if I'm going to go mad. I want to know if I'm going to kill the people that I love. I want to know, am I going to be able to fulfill this destiny that I've been given? And of course, he doesn't know that, because what will be the whole point of the journey if you're just giving that information, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I really, again, I know we have
But
2 more
this,
episodes for this season, but I really hate that we're not going to see
yeah.
where this goes.
Well, you can read the books. You'll know where it
I
goes.
I can do that, and I probably will end up doing that. But
Yeah.
I've got
But
it.
you're right though. The burden and responsibility makes him he starts to lose sort of like his connection to humanity,
Mhm.
and something that happens later, um, it has to be done because someone who's kind of watching him, trying to take care of him, she has to manipulate a situation to where he remembers that he's actually human and that it's okay to have feelings
Wow.
and emotions. But because he almost kills, she manipulates the situation to where he literally almost kills someone he cares about, like almost. And that's when he was like, wait a second, what am I doing? And it sort of brings him back.
Okay.
But yeah, because it became a lot. It became a lot. These people are dying for you, the expectations for you, the things that you're supposed to do, and this prophecy that you're trying to fulfill it because you feel a responsibility for it
Right.
because you're the only one that can save everybody.
Yeah. And I really hate that we won't, everything that you just described, I'm literally seeing it in my head and seeing the way that Yosha would portray it. And I really, really hate that we are not going to get that, because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he would be phenomenal
Mm-hmm.
doing all of that.
Yeah, because he's been incredible.
Incredible. This season in particular. Okay, we won't go. We won't. I'm just
Mm-mm.
anyway. Um,
Yep.
did we forget anything?
See.
I don't think so.
I was Sammy. I don't know if
We
I'm
covered the heels of Tanchico
the Venus.
abundantly.
Mm. I,
Um,
It was funny when Elaine when she suggested that song, because Tom was looking at her like, how you know this song?
exactly. What you know about heels?
Like, you sure you want to sing this? And he's like, okay. Then when she actually starts singing, everybody's like, oh, oh,
Even Tom was
okay.
like, yeah.
Okay.
Tom Maryland is one of the best characters in the book.
That makes me happy. Because I
He's
like
one
him
of
in
the
the
best characters.
show. Even just the little bits that we've seen of him, I like him in the show.
Yeah, he's one of the best players of the game, the great game.
Okay.
Even though he's left the court,
Mm-hmm.
he's very good.
I have to find a good copy of the first book so that I can start reading, because the copies that I have one that's the really, really small paperback mass market, which, the font is about this big. And then I have one other one that's slightly bigger, but the font is not much better. And I don't want to sit here just like this trying to read the books, but I guess I'm gonna have to start now since we're not getting any more show.
Mm.
Uh, but oh, okay.
Let's call it all over again. Sharon
Mike, you
Bone.
have any shout outs before we put this to bed?
Yeah, shout out to Elena when Fail and Perrin were making out, she interrupted them. I'm like, really?
Oh,
I heard someone needs some healing. I'm like, yeah, it's like Perrin about to get some sexual healing. You need to wait
Mm.
about to come out. Kim like said,
not while other
Oh,
people are in the house. Cause come on now, you just had the twins going up and down the stairs, so I think he's a little bit more mindful. But
oh, the
I don't.
disappointment on Fael's face. The disappointment on Fael's face when he said that they found the horn and and his
I
friend blew
know.
it.
She was
she was
like,
like, "Wait, that's the
like
horn of Villiers, and that's your friend Matt." And that's your friend Matt blowing the horn of Villiers. He blew the horn of Villiers, and you could tell Perrin was just getting amused because she was just like, "What? What? What?"
oh my god. I'm glad they found a way to keep Alana around at least for another episode or two.
Yeah.
I'm oh
Mhm.
my god.
No,
Because I've just become more and more attached to her. Like I've become more and more of a fan of hers. And
She is like one of my top favorite characters of this show.
yeah,
Yeah.
no spoiler, but she hangs around for a while.
Good. That'll give
that's
me
cool.
something to look forward to when I read the books.
Right.
She hangs around for a while.
Uh,
Yeah, and I'm glad she stuck around too, because again, I don't think I would have been ready to see Maxim's reaction if something had happened to her so soon after losing Ivan. That just, yeah, I'm not ready for that.
he wouldn't have been able. He wouldn't have made it. That wouldn't have happened. He
I
wouldn't have
don't think so.
yeah.
But um the
Freaking
fact that Dane is still sitting there next to Natty's body, first of all, the fact that they haven't even had the decency to just remove her body and bury her or do whatever, they still have her sitting on that thing. That just makes me hate Child Valda even more. Like, I don't know how much more you can hate this character, but whatever it is, I'm there. Because why? Why?
yeah. And plus, I mean, that not now that I look at it, I'm like, I feel even worse for the girls because it's like it's obvious that if it feels like their mother took the blame for their channeling, and it's just like,
But you know
man,
what? They're probably used to that. If they've shown their channeling ability for a while, she's probably been protecting them for a long while to make sure that the Aes Sedai don't come for them. I mean, because she's already lost her oldest child, you know, because of the whole prophecy thing. And she doesn't, you know, she doesn't even know what's going on with Matt at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But also, my question is, where's her husband? Because didn't they take her husband?
I think wasn't he and Tam Althor hiding somewhere with one of the family,
Oh, with
parents' family.
Perrin's family. Okay, yes. So okay. Oh well. Okay. Any final thoughts?
Tam can't be around because he's a blade master, and the White Cloaks will be in trouble.
Oh, well, no, that's all the more reason for him to come back.
Yep,
That's all the more reason for him to come back. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll see him. But okay.
I mean, I understand. Like, I don't know. I still just Rand pisses me off, and I don't know why, and I don't have a good reason. And it's like it's like I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I have given him the benefit of the doubt, but it's like I just think I see his face and I just want to I just I get I get angry and I don't know why. And it's like it's just something about him. And since the first season, I've had it out for him. And maybe I just need to get over it. I don't know. It's just
sounds like you need some therapy, Mike. You need anger therapy, anger management therapy.
Ain't nobody getting therapy on this show, so I'm just following suit.
Well, we'll see if your opinion changes about him in the next 2 episodes, which are the final 2 episodes for The Wheel of Time. But for now, that's it for our show. You can find us online at www.fandomhybrid.com. We are on social media, on all the social media at Fandom Hybrid. You can chat with us on our Discord channel. You can watch our videos on our YouTube channel, and you can listen to us on all major podcast streaming platforms. Thanks for listening. We hope you join the conversation next time.